There's a reason the world's most powerful leaders speak about India with both admiration and caution. But here's the thing, this didn't happen overnight. Just 30 years ago, nobody saw it coming. So what changed? While most countries made headlines with wars, crises, and scandals, India was moving in silence, building industries, training a tech workforce, and strengthening alliances without waving flags about it. The quietest players at the table are often the most dangerous, and India was writing a playbook the world didn't see coming. It didn't start with fireworks or dramatic headlines. It started with silence. No grand declarations. No, we are coming for the top speeches, just consistent, deliberate, behind-the-scenes work. Like a slow tide creeping in, India's transformation unfolded over decades until the shoreline was unrecognizable. By the time the world noticed, India was already supplying global tech talent, shaping new markets, and building diplomatic networks. Without shouting about it, the quietest transformations are often the most unstoppable. And that's exactly what India has done. 30 years ago, India's economy was a sleeping giant, huge potential but limited speed. Then came reforms, open markets, and the unleashing of one of the most hardworking, entrepreneurial populations on Earth. Today, India is the 5th largest economy, on track to be in the top 3, and its rise isn't dependent on one industry. From IT to manufacturing, from pharmaceuticals to billion-dollar startups, India's growth is multidimensional, resilient, and dangerous to underestimate. Global corporations now depend on Indian markets. Countries rely on Indian trade. Supply chains need Indian talent. And that means nobody wants to be on India's bad side. Respect grows because you can't ignore 1.4 billion consumers. Fear creeps in because winning India's friendship means winning access to one of the most powerful economic engines on Earth. In geopolitics, power isn't just about money. It's about positioning. And India's geography makes it the beating heart of global trade routes, sitting between East and West, in control of critical shipping lanes. But the genius isn't just location, it's diplomacy. Unlike nations locked into one camp, India talks to everyone but commits to no one fully. One week it's signing defense deals with the US, the next it's negotiating energy with Russia. It's in Barais and also a key player in the Quad. This independence makes India both respected and unpredictable. In a world where alliances are everything, India can tip the balance. That's why leaders admire it and why they fear it. Respect in politics isn't just about handshakes, it's about strength. And India has one of the largest militaries on Earth, backed by modernization, advanced fighter jets, nuclear submarines, and long-range missiles. But India's true weapon isn't hardware, it's brains. The nation that sent a craft to Mars on its first attempt, that reached the moon cheaper than a Hollywood movie, is now developing AI defense systems, satellites, and space tech rivaling older superpowers. Modern warfare is fought not only with missiles, but with technology, cyberspace, and innovation. India is claiming dominance there too. And here's the truth. How do you counter a nation that can outthink you? Cultural power and global influence. Power isn't just hard, it's soft. And India has mastered it. Yoga in 180 countries. Bollywood from Cairo to California. Indian cuisine loved by billions. Over 32 million Indians abroad, leading companies like Google, Microsoft, and MasterCard. These aren't just exports, they're influence, cultural ambassadors shaping wellness, leadership, entertainment, even spirituality. Unlike goods, you can't sanction or block ideas. Once inside homes and lifestyles, cultural power becomes unstoppable. That's why India's influence stretches beyond borders. It shapes how the world thinks. Every story has a moment when the character stops following and starts leading. For India, that moment has arrived. No longer asking for a seat at someone else's table, India is building its own, hosting G20 summits, driving digital payment revolutions, leading climate talks, shaping global trade routes. India isn't reacting anymore. It's setting the agenda. Respect is obvious. Everyone wants India's partnership. Fear lies in the fact that India's rise doesn't depend on anyone else's fall. It's not replacing, it's redefining. And that makes it unstoppable. From a silent shift that went unnoticed to an economic awakening impossible to ignore. From playing the strategic chessboard like a grandmaster to building military edge and tech supremacy. From spreading cultural influence to hitting that turning point where it no longer joins the conversation. It is the conversation. India's rise isn't about noise, it's about certainty. Slow, deliberate, unstoppable. The last 30 years were just the warm-up. The main event has already begun. This is India, respected for its wisdom, feared for its strength, unstoppable because it refuses to be anyone but itself. And to the world watching, get ready, because India's rise isn't coming. It's already here.